This is my low-key sustainable guide to a healthy reset and refresh. It's not going to be punishing. We're going to have fun together. We're going to be drinking more water. We're going to be using the weekend to focus on skincare. We're going to be doing some simple kitchen organizing and upgrades. We're going to be reading more, and we're going to be additive and not punish ourselves by taking away good things. I'm going to show you my approach. But first, let's go to Italy. As someone who is a third culture woman living in Canada, one thing I've noticed is that we North Americans like to avoid the happy medium. We like to swing to extremes. Either we're punishing ourselves or we're indulging ourselves, but we don't seem to do a lot that's in the middle. Well, in this video, I'm advocating for a middle way, and I think that this is a more sustainable, more fun way to live. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Helen. I'm a Toronto-based work-from-home mom, and this is a Friday that I'm taking off to meet up with my friend. We're going to sit down, have some coffee and a meal together, just relax and do something that we both have come to really enjoy, which is to paint watercolor. I know that a lot of other videos here on YouTube really concentrate on all the really granular details you can dig into to make sure that you're living a healthier life. But I think that talking about loneliness and the importance of being social and meeting up with people is really vital, and I think under-discussed in the whole realm of talking about health. And so I would really encourage you to make time to connect with your friends, especially if you find yourself at a point in life where you don't think you have time. You may be falling off that, you're not a college student anymore. All the more reason to make and carve out the time in life to go and see your friends in person, or give them a ring on the phone, even send them a text. Do something. Something that is connecting and reaching out to other people is always better than nothing. Is it hard sometimes? Yes. Is it out of your comfort zone sometimes? Yes. Is it easier to stay inside? Also yes, but always really worth doing. So we sat down and we both did mugs, which is kind of funny. We didn't intend that, but that's how it turned out. Then we sat down for a lunch. Italy is just, it's a lot of fun there. You know what? I decided to kick this video off with a lot of fun. Right, so I'm home from Italy. I'm going to show you what I got. This is a Barese focaccia, which got a little banged up in transit, but it's still going to be good. I got this Muti sauce. I never buy their ready-made sauces. I only ever buy the passata that you make into a sauce, but I'm going to try this. I love this balsamic glaze. Put it on salad. Some leftover ravioli that I didn't eat all of my lunch. And then this did not come from Italy, but my friend Jen's husband, Oliver, brought this back for me from Buffalo's Trader Joe's chocolate Brooklyn vodka. It's so good. So if you're lucky enough to have a Trader Joe's, give this a try. It's delicious. And you can freeze it if you're not going to eat it right away, and it defrosts really well too. I know this from experience because I always get one every time I'm at Trader Joe's. I changed into my apron because I'm just making dinner. It's just a chicken in the oven, so that's already popped in. Time to quickly talk about books. The two that I've got on my mind this week is this, All That Glitters, which I thought was actually fiction. It's not. It's a memoir of friendship, fraud, and fine arts. So it's like two guys that sort of scammed the art world, and it's a real story, but I haven't read the actual real story, so I don't know what happened. Did they go to jail? And then the other book that I have, my friend Jen, the one I was at Italy with, got this for me, which is so sweet. Another vintage book to add to my collection. My friends are the best. This one is called Costume Reference, 1918 to 1939. I am just a huge fashion history buff, so I love books like this. I love the fashions from that era. Very Downton Abbey, if you remember. So that's what we've got in terms of books for the week. And then, oh, did you want to see the back of this apron? Let me show you really quick. This is like a Japanese style apron. I got mine on Etsy a long time ago, but now I'm seeing them on Amazon too. So if you want one, I will definitely add a link down below. They're just like pinafore style, so you just put them over your head. They don't have any ties. You will have seen this on my recent clean and reset house cleaning video that I made, that it's not doing terribly well as of the time of this filming, but maybe it'll pick up. But it was a lot of fun to make, and I honestly think that that is my main determining factor as to whether I'm going to make videos or not, whether I feel like looking at these videos once they're done, and whether I'm going to enjoy the process. This is the outfit that I was wearing while I was cleaning that day. Dinner is chicken, a big salad, and a big old batch of mashed potatoes. I really don't believe in low-fat eating. I eat what I want. I just make sure that I eat half a plate worth of vegetables every single meal, with the exception of breakfast. At breakfast, I'm usually having just an egg or a slice of toast with butter. One of the things I try and do when I'm doing a bit of a health reset is to make sure that I put on lots of extra skincare, especially when it's the weekend and I have more time. I've been enjoying Tula's That was the wrong thing. Tula's serum, which is this clear stuff. And then because I have extra time to let a really thick layer of cream just settle in, I'm going to be using their 24/7 Moisture Intense Ultra Hydrating Day and Night Cream. And it comes in a tub and it's the heavy duty thick stuff. We're getting to the time of year where there are some sunny days. I am going to go in after with sunscreen because I'm planning on going for a walk. I just got sent these Frey sunscreens. One of them is a light medium, like a tinted one, and then one is an untinted one. And these are both lightweight daily moisturizers, SPF 30, which is plenty for this time of year. And what makes these appealing is that they're both 100% mineral sunscreens. They're non-nano zinc oxide. Frey, I think I'm saying that right. Now, when it comes to a healthy reset, one thing that I don't do because I really don't enjoy it is drinking out of a huge jug worth of water and toting that thing around like it's a baby bottle with me all day. I cannot do that. So what my strategy always is, anytime I'm having a hot drink, I'm also bringing a glass of water and I'm trying to finish this water as well. And that helps me drink a lot more. So on to some kale preparation. And so you're going to see me just shave this off here. And kale's really great if you want to turn it into a salad. It just lasts like 2 heads of lettuce worth. Keeps going and going. So I'm just rinsing this all off here. You really have to check it, especially if you get the organic stuff as I do, for bugs inside the leaves. And make sure you wash it really well. Sometimes I even double wash, but this batch was actually pretty clean. And so I think if you've never made a salad from kale, you may not know this, but you kind of have to massage oil and sometimes a little bit of vinegar. I mean, people have different ways of doing it, but you're supposed to massage the leaves before you actually eat it because they're very tough. They're very tough. So when I do it, not only do I drizzle in oil and a little bit of white balsamic vinegar to loosen up the texture, like the fibrousness of it, I'll pick off some pieces like this and then I'll just chop any pieces that I feel have a thicker stem, but I will really scrunch it. Like you'll see me really scrunching this pretty much as hard as I can. Now, I know we're not in the office right now, but here is a little office tip. If you're prone to getting paper cuts from your printer paper, make sure you take it out of its packaging and let it expose to air because older paper doesn't give you paper cuts the same way fresh paper does. And the whole reason I'm mentioning that is because that's why I'm putting on this glove, because I have a paper cut right now and I do not want oil and vinegar entering into that teeny tiny little paper cut, which hurts so much. It's ridiculous how much they hurt for the tiny size that they are. So I'm just going to pop this back into the fridge. This is the extra kale. That's for another day. I'm not really the biggest meal prep person, so you're not going to see me do a ton of that. But one thing I do try and do is get 2 days worth of vegetables for salads done and prepped. Just going to finish this off with some balsamic. Even though there is already oil and vinegar, adding a bit more and more olive oil because you cannot have enough olive oil, especially on a kale salad. It's the weekend and we all slept in a little bit, and so I was not in the mood when I first got up to make breakfast. But as the day wore on, I got really hungry, so I thought, you know what? Let's make all this breakfast neat. We've got sausages, we've got bacon. Apologies to my vegan friends. Just pretend I'm putting like tofu on this or something like that. This is a very hot take, but I actually don't like Montreal bagels. I prefer these Toronto bagels instead. One thing I had a lot of time to think about while I was sick was how I wanted to reorganize my kitchen. I had some extra time to do some online shopping because couldn't go in person. What I decided I needed was more glass containers for pre-prepped food with nice lids to go on the top and seal up nicely. I do still use plastic. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I definitely have plastic containers, especially takeout containers that I try and reuse. But I wanted something for like when I'm prepping lettuce and stuff like that because I like to not do just today's lettuce, but tomorrow's lettuce as well. But I don't really have the best system for storing it. So I wanted something that was going to take up a minimal amount of space because my fridge is pretty narrow and keep everything nice inside. So I bought a 3-pack of these and they're not expensive. This is Pyrex with the lid. And even here in Canada where our prices are high and about to get higher, the 3-pack of these was only $20. So there was a larger one that you saw me put the tomorrow's kale into, and then there's the medium-sized one, and then there's a smaller one too. So very, very good for storage. And I had a bit of time to think about how I wanted to arrange my pantry stuff, my pantry baking items. So I'm going to show that to you now. So one thing I don't have in this kitchen is a traditional pantry, but I do have upper cabinets that basically function as my pantry. So I'm just going to show you in here. So I've just reorganized my baking goods. I mean, they were pretty much were like this, but I wanted to, restock because this was completely empty. So I washed these out and stocked them fresh with sugar and restocked the brown sugar too. And that if you can see that in there, it's just one of those little brown sugar keepers that you wet and then it keeps everything soft in there. That looks like it's going to topple. So let me put that back down. It goes toward the back because I don't use brown sugar that much. I like to just use painter's tape with just things written in Sharpie. I find that gives me more flexibility. I keep my cookbooks over here. This is where I store my flour and oats in a tightly sealed bag. Yeah, so it was nice to have a chance to think through these, redo them. This flour, I'm just going to use this up, give this a wash through the dishwasher. And then I even bought some airtight lids instead of these mason jar lids, but those have not arrived yet. So when they do come, I'm going to swap those out. So I wanted to circle back to this idea of being additive and not punitive. You'll see here I'm having a very high cholesterol lunch with bacon and breakfast sausages and eggs, and we're doing a breakfast for lunch kind of thing, but I've added this big kale salad and I'm going to have some vitamin D, which I'm sorely lacking this time of year. So make sure I take 2,000 IUs of that. Maybe I should even be maybe taking more. I don't know. I got to check with my doctor and I'm heading out for a walk. I'm not feeling that great still, so I'm going to keep it short. You don't have to kill yourself. I'm going to be gone for 20 minutes and I'm going to enjoy it. Sun in bed today. True story. I haven't needed these sunglasses in over a month because it hasn't been sunny here in that long and they had a layer of dust on them that I had to clean off. So hopefully that's not too visible. Sorry that my voice is a bit weird and maybe scratchy. I've been getting over a really bad cold. In my last video, I thought I had escaped COVID. I didn't. Got it really bad. And this is my first walk outside in a week. A week. That's 7 days indoors. That's a lot for me. Let me show you the most Canadian thing ever. Let's get closer. Just a skating rink built on a field. Look cool. It's curling. If you're wondering if I can ice skate, absolutely I can. With my friends, we all grew up ice skating pretty much every weekend. We would grab our skates and go downtown, go skating, or skate on little rinks like this. Honestly, this is just so wholesome. All right, everybody, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you press like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video. Hope this helped you out and you can find the middle way to a healthy reset for this time of year. Bye.